All right, guys, hello and welcome. I am Tech Cherry, and I am here with a show match to cast for you guys. Well, yeah, apparently, this channel is all about large amounts of low quality content, but every once in a while, I get a gem float my way, something that I find is particularly interesting or compelling, or somebody's doing something and they've helped me out a lot in the past, or given me guidance, or they're collaborating on a project, whatever the situation may be. Uh, and in this particular case, we are very, very lucky. We have a show match to cast for the Blue Carbon Cup. A friend of mine called Coyotel22 is organizing it. He is a Danish tournament organizer, but he's one of those bosses that you get to have that knows the technical details, right? You guys ever worked for a boss that just had no clue how stuff goes together? Yeah, it sucks. The boss doesn't care why stuff works. They find because they don't understand it, so they find themselves caring about politics and people's feelings and everything like that. But Coyotel22 is great because he's got a background in random map scripting and he cares about why stuff works. And he is always looking for new ways of having different biomes featured in different random map scripts and then hosting tournaments around that to bring awareness. And the Blue Carbon Cup is a classic example of the things that he likes to do. So this Blue Carbon Cup, to be honest, I'm not a biologist. I got an engineering background, so I don't know much about biology or something like that. But I guess from my understanding is that there are certain plants in certain biomes in this region that he wants to feature that are very good at pulling carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. I guess kind of like mangroves and seagrasses and those sorts of things. And they're very important environments that should be kept clean and preserved. And so he wants to have this Blue Carbon Cup as a tournament to celebrate that, and half of the tournament donations go to the players who win, and the other half goes to some kind of nonprofit in the Seychelles off the east coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean. So the cool part about this, though, is not really so much the motivation, although noble, but the fact that the maps are awesome, you guys. And he's kind of created this little map guide here. He's got all kinds of new custom maps. These have seen very little play at a high level before, but Coyotel is experienced enough and he's got enough wisdom to get a good general idea of what works and what doesn't work. So these are maps that are going to be mostly competitive. It's taking a big risk, right? You can never 100% guarantee stuff, but they should be mostly competitive. And that's kind of the purpose of the show match too, is to get feedback on certain parts of the map, right? But they're mostly competitive. But the important thing is they're not Arabia, they're not Arena, they're not Black Forest or Michi. They're not maps that have been around since the beginning of time. These are new maps, and there's new concepts, and they happen to show the blue carbon capture here. They happen to do a great job of representing the biomes. I don't know if it's the Seychelles specifically. It could be various biomes around the world, but biomes that pull carbon out of the atmosphere and mitigate global warming or something like that. I don't really know, but I do know that these maps are going to play out awesome. I mean, look at these. We've got several screenshots here. And he's created all of these resources are available in the Blue Carbon Cup Discord. You can go and find it in the link to this video. But I'm just going to scroll down a couple of these. It's beautiful. It looks like paradise, but it's not going to be, because we're going to watch a show match on this, and these guys are going to be there's going to be all kinds of killing and attacking and all kinds of glorious conquest. And look, there's even a map that I made. Look at that, Pandora. And I don't think we'll see it played in the show match today, though, but it will be in the tournament, just because we did test Pandora earlier. So there's all kinds of good stuff here, and he's got a couple more links in this particular guide. So this isn't really for you guys, but it's just to kind of show that we've got some cool maps coming down the pike here, both for this show match and for the next show match, and then for the tournament after that. And we're going to take what we learned from testing these maps in the show match, and we're going to improve them to give the players the best possible experience for the tournament. So I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm going to keep this cheat sheet, and I'm going to pull it up on another screen next to me so that I can tell you guys about the maps that they'll be playing. Oh, before we do that, though, there's just one more thing. We're going to talk about the players, because who doesn't want to be talked about, right? That's you can't really there's not a lot of money and stuff like that in Age of Empires. It subsists largely on people's generosity, both in their in whatever they could spare financially to sponsor a tournament, but also in their time. And as far as I know, these guys are awesome and they have volunteered to play this show match. So there is no money at stake for this show match, as far as I know, just bragging rights. And Huhu Coyotl has some connections, so he's able to get these high level guys who are probably inundated with requests. Oh, show me how you would do this, or play over here. These guys are valuable guys, and we really appreciate them taking time out of their busy schedules to to play for us here. So Hu Coyotl 22 says, hello, hello, Hu Coyotl 22. Your name is quite a mouthful, but I like you enough that I'm willing to say the entire thing. You remember that girl in middle school that would always say your entire name? Well, I didn't figure out until I was like in my mid-20s that when a girl in middle school said, or in high school said your entire name, it meant that she liked you. Now, I don't mean that I like you like that. I just mean that your entire name is 100% worth pronouncing to me. Okay, so we got Ciskhan here, and he is going to be competing against Wide. I don't know much about Sauls, and I don't know much about Fox, admittedly. So we have a French player versus a player from somewhere. I don't really know. Maybe somebody can correct me, or not correct me, but fill in the gap of where Wide is from, because I actually don't really know. But what I do know is that he is a tough guy. Look at this, top 140 in the world. And Ciskhan is top 60 right now in the world. So these guys are like really good. And it's going to be really exciting to see, because these guys are the kinds of guys that if there's something wrong with your map, or not something wrong, but if there's like an exploit, these guys are going to find it. So I'm really looking forward to watching a top 60 player and a top 140 player go at it. Some of you guys say, well, hey, that's not fair. There's a 100 or 200 elo difference between the two. Guys, relax. These are custom maps. The elos that you see here are generated off of traditional maps, and so the rules change a little bit. I mean, the elo is a pretty good indicator, but if you want to blur those lines, if you want to make stuff unpredictable, because that's what good Age of Empires and good content creation is. Good content in Age of Empires will be unpredictable. And one of the best ways to get that is to have custom maps. Present people with a puzzle or challenges that they've never seen before, and see who can learn and adapt in order to win. So that is why we're here. I have no idea what's going to happen. Just because one player is tougher than the other on the ranked ladder does not necessarily mean that this map pool is going to fit their playstyle, or that they will be as good at adapting to it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here. And we will jump right into our first game now that I have introduced the players and I have introduced what the Blue Carbon Cup is, the map pool, and all that good stuff, okay? So let me just pull my cheat sheet up on the other side. This is to make sure that I know everything about these maps. And in case there's a little bit of downtime or stuff isn't happening as fast as you might like, I can describe the map and give you a little bit of trivia and what's going on. Yeah, here we go. So I got this up. I got Capture Age going. This is game 1, and we are on Moria, and we're gonna hit play here. So in the yellow we have Ciskhan, and he is in the south, and Wide is in the blue, and he is in the north. Let me turn the volume up just a little bit here, see if we can... All right, we can hear the villagers shanking away at their sheep. All right, so probably not going to be too different in terms of starts here. I mean, this is really smart, though. I appreciate this. Look at what Wide is doing. So Wide has probably figured out that you only get one boar. So he's going to be like, all right, well, I'm not messing around. If I lose this boar, I don't have a backup boar, so I need to make sure I get my boar in. Ciskhan has not taken his boar yet. Although he is building a lumber camp here, and he's built a house here, so maybe he feels like if somebody came in with a scout to try to steal this boar, that he'd be able to quick wall this and block it from paying attention. Looks like we got some stone in the middle, and there's kind of this cute little stone beach formation here. So what is this map all about? Well, these players are getting started. We see that they've got no idle time because they're pros. We've got all of these capturable sea towers, like on this reef around this island. There's a little bit of seagrass in here, and Ciskhan is playing as the Byzantines. He is already fishing, and Wide is playing as the Dravidians, and Wide is not fishing at all, which is interesting. The dock is like a free town center. It's extra villagers. Ciskhan really needs that too, because Byzantines don't really have an economy bonus early game. So Byzantines are all about turtling and building up those really aggravating fortified walls, and then your opponent's got like rams and knights, and he's trying to get in, maybe makes a mangonel or something, and it just takes forever. And it's super annoying to play against. Oh, believe me, I do it all the time. But I have a feeling that Ciskhan isn't going to do that. He's way too good at Age of Empires to hide behind walls. He's probably going to... Oh, wait a second. There's a second boar right here. All right, well, delusional takes, I guess. Did White get a second? Oh, yeah, okay. Here's a second boar corpse. All right, so I'm just blind then. Don't listen to me. You get 2 boars on this map. That seems pretty normal and fair. And they both got 2 boars. So, all right, yeah. Well, now that we got that out of the way, we got to talk about what these players are going to do. So it seems like there's more fish out here, and there's shorefish in this reef. I guess that's a good place for them to hide, right? Lots of little rocks and stuff. The fish love that kind of thing. Oh, one more thing. You start with a junk on every single one of these maps. Yeah, ha, 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 junk, right? Moving his junk along. Now, I believe this junk can navigate across. Yeah, I can. And the junk is going to capture this tower, and the players are going to figure out pretty quickly that these sea towers are capturable. But there's a certain amount of risk to capturing these sea towers, right? Because sea towers are not any ordinary tower, right? I know you're going to say, oh, Tech Chariot, of course they're not any tower. These sea towers can be built on sea terrain. And I will say, well, yes, that is true, but that's not the total story. As Ciskhan is coming around here and picking up towers that Wide is capturing to monitor him. And of course, the towers can be captured back and forth, right? But these towers deal extra damage to ships. They are extremely damaging to ships. For whatever reason, ships just get melted by these sea towers. So if you can control them, maybe you can do a little bit of bonus damage to your opponent. So we got a barracks here, by the way, from Wide, although I have not seen any units coming out of it. Ciskhan has a little bit of town center idle time. All right, he's going to be 24 pop, and then he's going to get loom, and I think he'll go up, but he doesn't have the food to. He's going to have a big, well, he's got a little bit of time. There's some food left on the spore. It's going to be close. Now, Wide is going to click up probably as soon as loom finishes, and yep, he's on his way up here. There is a barracks, but I don't see him making anything out of it, so I wonder if he's just doing a straight archers build. He has, oh, interesting. He's gonna transport across now. So Wide has seen these shorefish and said, I want that. So he's going to transport across, and he's probably going to plop a mill down somewhere. Or maybe a dock, actually, because villagers can drop off fish at docks now, can't they? So is he going to dock it, or is he going to mill it? Okay, he is going to dock it. And, of course, the junk, I believe we've seen junks on the inside and on the outside. Yeah, the junk is right in the middle there. So the junks can go, the ships can go wherever. Okay, so Wide is going. Okay, he is making militia. That is interesting. Seems like these militia are a little bit too late to do anything, but maybe he's going to transport them over or be creative or something. Maybe he assumes that Ciskhan is also transporting over to take these shorefish with villagers, and so maybe his plan is to load the militia into a transport and go and pay those villagers a visit and harass them. We got a scout fight here. Oh, come on, guys. Just fight. Just fight. Ciskhan running away from Wide here. Wide's going to have to bail, though. Too close to his town center. Yeah, now Ciskhan is going to plug that hole. Yeah, there's an archery range. Okay, so Ciskhan is going to see these militia coming in. This is, he's going to wall them out. He doesn't want to deal with that. This is Byzantine Town Watch, the power of free town watch for Byzantines right here. And he doesn't mess around. He sends 6 villagers to build these walls. And he makes sure the quick walls everything here. So those militia aren't going to be able to get in. So Wide does have a transport ship here, and I think it's only a matter of time before he sends it over. But we'll see. Actually, they're man-at-arms. He upgraded them. Looks like one of them's a little bit hurt, though. I don't think the other man-at-arms will attack. Oh, no, okay. Not hurt at all. All right, so what's Ciskhan doing? He's making a couple of skirmishers. Well, skirmishers are not that great versus man-at-arms. All right, so we got forward villagers. Is this going to be a man-at-arms plus tower rush? All right, well, there's the tower, and here's some man-at-arms. So these man-at-arms are going to come and knock at the door. Wide has made a skirmisher and forcing Ciskhan to build a defensive tower of his own. Now, it's hard to tell. I think that this tower is higher. Yeah. No, I think the elevation line is right here, actually. I can't tell if this tower is higher elevation than this other tower. This is a Byzantine tower, though, so it does have more HP than the Dravidian tower. And now Ciskhan will garrison in there and try to get Wide to go away. Wide is not garrisoning in this tower at all. I guess he's going to come around and maybe knock at the door over here. Wide has started taking the stone in the middle. He's been playing very aggressively. Ciskhan is happy just to take some fish with his fishing ships, and it does not look like he is transported over to the other side. Perhaps he considers it too big of a risk to do so. Oh no! Wide has forgotten about his junk. This junk... Wait, what? Oh, alright, well, whatever. This sea tower is not capable of harming this junk any further. Keeps missing for whatever reason. Or maybe it's captured and it just doesn't show it properly, although it's still firing. Okay, so here's a transport ship. Is anybody getting into the transport ship? No, but Ciskhan is coming over here to harass with a fire ship. And it'll be interesting to see what happens here if Wide is able to sort of retain control of this tower and use it to defend against the fire ship, or if the fire ship will simply capture the tower. All right, so let's see. Wide is trying to get in on this side now. He does have some skirmishers to help him pressure. He's doing a good job of not taking too much damage with the man-at-arms. Tower is going up, forcing Ciskhan to place another tower. Wide's original tower went down. Neither of these players have the resources to get up to the next stage, although these villagers are mining gold out of a shipwreck. That's kind of cute. I guess they shouldn't have been so greedy, huh? Maybe their ship would still be at sea. Now, do these tiles... Oh, no, they got twice as much. Okay, excellent. These are tech chariot style gold mines. All right, here we go. So, transport ship going down. Ciskhan's fire ships are harassing these villagers. Can these villagers garrison in the sea tower? Oh, no, they can't. They can't garrison in the sea tower because if they do, yellow will simply control it. Oh, this is probably GG right here. He's losing a lot of villagers, and he's not really doing any damage at the front. We'll see, though. He's fighting on. He's fighting on. So it's 30 villagers versus 39 villagers. And, again, Ciskhan coming up here, getting so much value out of these fire ships. And Wide's just, I guess he's just not going to fight this up here. He can't garrison in his own tower. I'd be curious if he could build his own tower in here to garrison the villagers into. Or if you can build walls at the base of these towers to prevent them from being captured. Like you could build tiles of walls all the way around this to prevent their capture. That would be pretty handy. Okay, so it looks like Wide has finally somehow managed to get in. I'm not really sure how that happened, considering that the tower is still going up. But his attention is very focused over here. Ciskhan's tower still stands, though. So I'm not sure what's going on. We got a long train of villagers just standing there watching. They're like, oh, what? What? Look at this tower, man. Let's take a look at idle time. Wide has a little bit more idle time than Ciskhan. Okay, the good news for Wide is that Ciskhan is kind of struggling to take wood. And indeed, this could be a pretty conducive map to that sort of thing, to man-at-arms plus towers. Because basically every wood line that your opponent could control is forward. All your opponent's wood lines are forward. They're easier to get to. They're easier to tower. So maybe Wide is just kind of hoping on this kind of mess here. Oh, here comes Ciskhan. What is this? Who wants to shank the villagers to get them to go away? I don't... Yeah, exactly, Hoo Coyote. I'm not sure what the intention is. Um, and sometimes there's just weird, quirky RMS stuff. Matt Catter is pretty trustworthy, though. He makes a good map, that's for sure. So it seems like Wide has done a lot of damage, but he is 11 villagers behind. But I mean, look at this wood line right here. I guess he's not that sad about being 11 villagers behind. Okay, Ciskhan is on his way up to the castle age. Wide is nowhere close. Wide is coming in though. He really wants to deny as much wood as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to sneak up another tower here after this one goes up. He's probably going to attack this wall, maybe. I don't know. Or he's just going to walk around, perhaps. I'm not sure. But the thing with the tower rushes is you need the good stream of towers so that the villagers can't just rush it. He should be building walls, stone walls at the bases of these towers, though, so the villagers can't rush them. All right, so now Ciskhan, he wants to come back over here, but I guess Wide could just build here or here. So it's not a perfect solution. Maybe Wide is thinking I need to get up now, and that's why he's not attacking so much anymore. But if Ciskhan reaches the castle age and Wide hasn't clicked up yet, then I think Wide will be very discouraged. Yeah, you can't build there. There's a tower here. I mean, Wide does have map control. He really does. He has gotten map control out of his aggression. He's 10 villagers behind, and his opponent is about to hit castle age. Now he's 9 villagers behind. But he has map control. And, you know, to be fair, if he controls this stone here in the middle, where is Ciskhan supposed to get stone, right? Ciskhan has to buy stone. He has to mine gold and buy stone. All right, he's building a siege workshop here. He's going to need gold to make siege out of. There's 566 left here, and there's 1590 here. So Ciskhan is just going to have to keep buying gold. And, of course, Wide is going to see that Ciskhan is up now. Ciskhan getting Bodkin. So what's the plan here from Wide? I think the plan is maybe to build another tower and just fortify the crap out of this position. Just to buy yourself enough time. Hukoil saying that this map was updated in the Mad Random Map Pack this year. So it was up to date. Okay, well that's good to know. So yeah, I think that Wide is just going to build maybe even one more tower beyond this. And he's basically just going to build that to get in Ciskhan's way and buy himself enough time to get up to the castle age. He's just bought a bunch of food. So he clearly plans on getting up to the next stage. He's got the buildings for it. So he just needs a little bit more food and he can go up. Yep, see? Here's another tower right here. It's going to have 3 towers all right next to each other. And Ciskhan taking it down with a mangonel. So it'll be interesting to see what shapes up for the castle age. All right. Oh! Dodges that mangonel just in time. And he's got 3 towers here. He's going to repair this tower a little bit. And that should work. That should buy him time. Not unless Ciskhan, you know, heavily invests into rams or something. But I don't think Ciskhan wants to do that. I'm actually honestly not sure what Ciskhan wants to do. I guess he's going to make some more mangonels. What's in this tower? He's got a bunch of villagers he forgot about in this tower. Or maybe he didn't forget about them. Maybe he just wants to... doesn't need them. He's like, yeah, nah. We need to destroy that tower as much as possible. So what's Wide doing? He's still taking the stone. How big are these stone mines? Okay, these are standard stone mines. So I guess the map just has less average. What? What? Ciskhan is trading with Wide? What the heck? He's just flexing that hard. Wide should delete this dock if he notices that. I'm not trading with you. This is smuggling right here. Okay, so Wide trying to keep these towers up. Buy himself as much time as possible. He just needs to get out of here at this point. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Get out of there. Ah, he resigns. So he just gets Castle Age and then resigns. Unless he had like the stone for a panic castle or something on top of the rest of this stone, I do think it was over. He let his opponent take him off of water. Or, well, he didn't defend water. He spent resources trying to get in and deny Ciskhan's woodlines on the perimeter. And that was very, very onerous to deal with, I think, for Ciskhan and very stressful. But ultimately, Ciskhan had plenty of food income from his fish, which was very efficient. And I just don't think he was damaged enough by the attacks on the perimeter. Maybe if Wide had invested half as much and then also kind of went ships, he would have been in a better position. But it's not really my place to critique these players. You know, they're way better than I am. The only advantage that I have is that I could see both sides unfold at the same time. So pretty fun map here. Moria. Let me just read to you guys real quick in case we missed anything. I'll read you guys the map description from the Matt Catter, or maybe from Coidal22, whoever wrote it, about Matt Catter's map. Players start on a small island where all the wood is. Fish is plentiful only outside the reef. Players can transport out to the reef to gather fish with either villagers or ships. This can be safe so long as the enemies are focused on land. On the reef, Gaia towers can be captured as protection for your fish economy, but if you lose control of them, your opponent might capture them. Yeah, that's all it says. So, pretty cool map. Who Coyote says, I think this game was okay. I expect most games to be relatively short on this map with generally feudal age pushes. Maybe someone will try monks too. There are a lot of relics on the outside. Yeah, I agree. I think this map is very aggressive, and it could be snowbally, right? You could come in here and you could build a castle on top of this hill and deny all the stone, and then have a hill advantage and shoot down and like deny half your opponent's wood lines. So when you have the power to do something like that, players will go for broke here in the feudal age, right? Because it's everybody's worst nightmare on this map is to have their opponent drop a castle like in their face. So this is intended to be one of those quicker maps. Let's go to the next one, Aguaje Swamp. Now these maps are intended to be. I think they basically just picked 5 maps, right? And there's no Civ draft either. It's just hidden pick, no repeat. So although we're going to see Byzantines again, this time Wide is playing as the Byzantines. And he is over here. I believe this map is made by Jingjing. And I will read you guys the description. Jingjing is a Chinese random map scripter, if I remember correctly. Very pretty map. Jingjing is a good map scripter. I like her work. So it says, the notes on this are, it was originally created for RMS Cup 2, Map Creation Contest 2022. And the map description. Players start with 3 villagers, a hut and a house, a scout, 4+2+2 turkeys, 2 javelinas, and 2x4 gold piles. Additional gold is spread around the map in 3 mine piles. In the middle of the map is a swamp with fruit bushes and capturable, indestructible fish traps. Players also start with a dock that has 10,000 HP, so it is hard to destroy, and 2 fishing ships. They cannot build additional docks or fish traps on the swamp terrain. All stone is on the border of the swamp. All relics are in the middle or are in smaller swampy ponds which are spread across the map and can only be reached by chopping through the trees. Interesting. Now, I've done something similar on Saranac. So you guys can see, for example, this relic right here. You can only get to this relic if you chop through these palm trees in this swampy area. So there's another relic right here. It's 2 boars. Hucoidal says, we picked a pool of 7 maps and each of them Each of them 1 to have 5. Band 1 to have 5. Okay. Got it. So, oh, snap. It doesn't look like there's a relic here. Oops. So Ciskhan is chopping through. Maybe he sees the fish here and he wants that instead. But it would be better if he could chop through to a relic. Maybe it's just too close in general. Oh, this one has a relic, and this one is a back wood line. So, yeah, I don't get this wood line right here. This one does not really make sense. But he's got 6 on wood. So this is telling me that he wants to dedicate a lot of energy to building fishing ships. And I think Wide is the same way too, right? Wide has 3 fishing ships, and Ciskhan has 4 fishing ships, so they're pretty similar here. Looks like we have a downed area. What? What's going on here? There's dead animals and tree trunks. It looks like these trees have been destroyed somehow. Maybe this section is supposed to symbolize the threats that this habitat is under. Although I'm not exactly sure what habitat this is supposed to be representing, as Wide gives Ciskhan a whack and tells him to get out of here. This is my base. So this map feels a little bit more closed. Perhaps not. I mean, these are quite far away. But if you can wall to them, they do represent a very large section of the map that these forests could potentially wall off. And the best part about that is, too, is that you could chop through this and it still wouldn't be chopped through because you'd have this other side here. So this feels like a more closed map, but maybe they'll make it a quickie, as Ciskhan is harassing Wide's fishing ship here. Oh no, poor Wide. He's just got to run around basically all day. Pretty much one scout can negate the work of a fishing ship, and you just have to hope that your scout has enough strength to take on their scout. See, now Wide could chase Ciskhan off, and now Wide could start picking on these fishing ships. But I guess if Wide forgets about Ciskhan, or like Ciskhan gets up to the next stage, that could still be dangerous. So Ciskhan is at 25 population and Wide is at 22 because Wide is on his way to the feudal age now. Well, Ciskhan is also on his way to the feudal age now, so what's going on with that? Let's see. So we got 6 fishing ships from Ciskhan, and we got only 3 fishing ships from Wide. Okay, so Wide investing less in fishing than Ciskhan is. So what's the play here? He's got 2 on gold. Man, I don't. I have no idea. This is not a build order that I recognize. If it were Man-at-Arms, there'd be like a barracks by now. He's going up basically 22 pop. So maybe he's doing some kind of faster feudal age. He's got a partial wall, and then he's going to make stone walls when he gets up to the next age. That's what I would do. And he's just trying to take it. Oh, what's this? This gator is attacking this lady. All right, so what's the plan? What's with this forward villager? I think I would send her back. And is that what he's doing? No. Wait, where's she going? Hey, Tazinator, welcome. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talent in the Age of Empires random map scripting community. There's no doubt about it. People have done some pretty good stuff. So Wide needs to get out of here. Ciskhan is going to find this villager. And the 2 more gators are going to find that villager, and she is going to get wooed to death. Yeah, Ciskhan heading off. He knows he doesn't even need to whack her anymore. So I don't know what the purpose of that forward villager was. Ciskhan, pretty straightforward. He's building a stable. He's going to make scouts. Surprise, surprise, Magyar scouts, right? And the scouts are going to be used to secure this middle area. This dock appears to have a normal amount of HP, actually. I guess time will tell. Oh, okay, no, Wide is going to make fire ships. That is super smart. I did not even think about that. So what's the play then? So Wide is just going to make fire ships, and he's just going to sink Ciskhan's investment. And Ciskhan's going to make fire ships too, but they're awful Magyar fire ships. So I don't know. Maybe Wide's got this. Especially, the thing that I like about this is I don't think you can dock this central area. Like, the dock that you have is the dock that you get. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that. You cannot build any docks anywhere. So if you're behind economically and you can only afford to produce from one dock, even though your opponent might be able to afford to produce from more docks than just one, they're going to be building ships at the same rate that you are. And that means that Byzantines have a huge advantage because they attack, what is it, 33% faster? Ciskhan glowing. All right, so Wide is not going to try to incorporate this into his base. I understand that decision. However, I do think that Ciskhan is going to dive this. And let's see if Wide actually knows about Ciskhan's scouts. Okay, so Wide did scout the stable. So Wide... Hold on. Oh no, Wide did not scout the stable, so he does not know. Maybe he just had a feeling. So he's got Spearman. Ciskhan coming forward. He's going to build a tower to try to get the scouts in, I guess. Not really sure. Wide making a couple of random archers. I guess they're just here to deter the villagers. I don't really know. We still got villager production here. Okay, that spearman goes down, and Wide has bought himself enough time to wall this off because he knows that the scouts are going to dive this if they get the chance. Should be similar to Frigid Lake or the Mediterranean. Who Coils says, I think people will in general feel rather uncomfortable, or will feel rather comfortable with this map. There is no other map with indestructible fish traps and only one dock per player but the general build order. It should be similar to Frigid Lake or the Mediterranean, which I read. There is infinite food in the middle if you can protect your dock, but if you lose your dock, the fish traps are useless. Oh no, poor Ciskhan. This is probably what he was laughing at. His fire ships. No, they're trapped against the dock. Yeah, we definitely, and there are ways to do it. We definitely need to make sure that trees cannot spawn so close to the docks and entrap fire ships like this. Because that's not really fair, right? You need to be able to trust that when you queue up the fire ships that they're not going to get stuck somewhere. Because they didn't get stuck for his opponent. But fortunately, that's a solvable problem, right? You disable palm trees from spawning on this type of terrain using effect amount, and then you place them as objects avoiding an actor area for the dock by a certain distance. So it's 100% a solvable problem, and hopefully they'll do that for the tournament. Okay, so these scouts, I don't think the scouts got in. Wide is 35 villagers now. He's caught up to Ciskhan. He's going farms, though. He's basically... Oh, he's still got 3 fishing ships. I don't know. I guess he just wanted to make fire ships to mess with his opponent. I think that's the objective here is, you know, it's kind of like on Valley. Okay, we got ourselves a counterattack here where if you don't take the deer, you still make scouts to mess with the people that do take the deer. Punish your opponent for trying to garner those resources. Ciskhan walling this off here, but there's really not, there's no need, right? It's all contiguous forest. But I guess he doesn't know, you know, for 6 wood, he can basically have that peace of mind. But if he played the map again, or if he watched this recording, he'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I get it. This was already sealed off. There was no need to wall this right here. Okay, so Ciskhan, he's going to come over here and he's going to wall to this. And then I'd like to see him wall like here and here to maybe sort of partially include this gold mine. He's kind of getting pretty annoyed though. Oh shoot, this is getting in. That is very annoying. He might lose some villagers here. The archers are going to pick off that one villager, and Ciskhan is on the run. What? Is there no loom? No, he's got loom. He's got loom. It's just Wide is very damaging. He's got lots of archers here, and he does have fletching. Wide is on his way up to the next stage. Ciskhan is not even close, which is weird because Ciskhan has he's got scout economy. Scout eco is great. Wait, what happened to this dock? You're telling me that... Wait, what? What is going on here? This dock is gone. Oh, you know what? I bet that Ciskhan built all those fire ships, deleted his dock, and then moved his fire ships in to destroy Wide's dock. And Wide isn't contesting it because he's just kind of grunting and nodding and saying, yeah, okay, that's fair. um, he just kind of respects that, okay, nobody should have the middle because that's an unfair advantage. Ciskhan gets to the castle age and then calls GG. GG, well played, though. It's a fun map. I think this will be a comfortable map. I think there's just the one issue with the trees impinging upon the debarkation zone around the dock. But other than that, this map should play out great. I think they'll like it. You know, it's got a very similar feel to Isolated Lakes, actually. Isolated Lakes has other sort of swampy lake areas around a middle lake that has wood in it. Although I don't know if this wood can be chopped. And with Isolated Lakes, there's essentially infinite fish in the middle too. Not really fish traps. Yeah, so in this case, Wide gets to the next stage and then Ciskhan resigns. Instead of Wide resigning when he gets to the next stage. So there we go. Byzantine's got 2 wins in the tournament so far. Byzantine's OP, you guys. So what do you guys think about this map? Let us know. Huquidal is very interested in feedback, and he may not agree with everything you say. You know, that's not really the point. The point is to make sure that you're exposed to these questions, and if you don't make changes, that you're at least prepared with like an answer, and you can show that you've thought about it, and you say, oh no, we can't change that because of this. So this kind of stuff is great for the tournament, even if these destroyed areas are not good for these biomes. The monkey's just chilling, just watching the humans battle it out, like thinking, why can't they live peacefully like us monkeys? You can also build lumber camps, mills, towers, walls, etc. on the swamps. That's good to know. It's basically mangrove shallows and the mangrove forest with mangrove trees updated to palms. Gold seems light on the map. Yeah, I think that the gold is quite light on the map. This gold was almost isolated. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. It's not much gold. I'm not sure what the intention was. Maybe the intention was to get the players to go for these relics that were inside of the pools. There's infinite food in the middle. I think, and these relics are infinite gold. I think the intention was to incentivize the players to go after the relics. But I still think you need a few more relics here. Well, anyway, that was a fun game. I'm really glad that we were able to watch. And let's go on to the next one now. Tidal Plane. So Tidal Plane is a brand new map. It was purpose developed for the Blue Carbon Cup by a random map scripter called Wolf Silver. And the description is this. I will read it to you as these players are setting up. We'll zoom out so you can get a grand view of the entire map. Oh, look at this. Aw, isn't that beautiful? That's very cute how he did that. I have something quite similar on Otisco, actually. It's quite nice. I wonder if you can sail all the way up that, like in Otisco. Oh, look at these stormy dogs. Oh, yeah. All right, let's zoom out. I'll try not to get distracted by all the cute little features here. So, Tidal Plane by Wolf Silver. It is a brand new map. It is a hybrid map representing a tidal plane during the low tide. The water in the south contains many deep fish. However, the only way to gather them with efficiency is by docking on the island, which needs a transport ship to reach. You can dock in the mangrove area close to the player's bases to make these said transports, or to simply dispute the mangrove section containing lots of wood, shorefish to mill, as well as some extra gold. So there's lots of resources in this mangrove area. Despite that, the mangrove water area is half the map. It isn't a death sentence to lose it. There are still thick forests in the inland to the north, as well as some extra stone and even Gaia markets at the very top of the map to enable trade. So it looks like we got all kinds of stuff here. And that's going to be fun. And we got the mixed forest. I like how players are starting to do the mixed forests now. Huquaidel says, on this map, I wondered whether there are maybe too many box turtles. Maybe you have some opinions too, and I can discuss with Wolf Silver. Well, let's take a look. I don't know. I haven't seen this show match yet. I don't know if one player, like maybe one player just went completely box turtle ham and just like did nothing but take box turtles, and they just massed a huge horde of scouts and they overran their opponent. All right, so it looks like Wide has selected this lumber camp area, which is telling me that Wide is very serious about this area. And he's going to take the box turtles. There's 29 box turtles. Yeah, you guys, this, whatever title plane this is that Wolf Silver has designed, it has a box turtle infestation. Like people are getting out of bed in the morning and scraping box turtles off of their legs. That's how bad it is. Look at this. Look at all these box turtles. They're everywhere. And that coupled with the fact that these box turtles can live for what, 100 years or whatever. Maybe they're not special turtles. Maybe they don't live forever, like Galapagos turtles do. But this is still a lot of turtles. Have you guys ever had turtle soup? I've never had turtle soup, but I've known of people who have like caught snapping turtles. Like my dad, when he was a kid, used to catch snapping turtles. This was in the 1960s. And he would give them to his bus driver, his school bus driver. And the school bus driver would take the turtles and make turtle soup out of them. It's kind of a weird thing, eating turtles, I guess. They're a lizard. Lizards don't really seem like the kind of thing you eat. You know, but there's certainly less risk with building a lumber camp over here, but there's also less reward, too. Ciskhan has done something similar. This is actually quite wallable over here. So he's plugged this up, and this is kind of a nice little funnel over to his town center. He might build a wall up here or something. But he's also built a lumber camp up here. He wants redundant lumber, safe lumber, which is smart. Scout is chasing this junk. Now, just so you guys know, the junk is considered a villager. It's like seen as a trade cog. And I actually don't know if you can trade with this junk. That'd be kind of funny if you could. Point is, though, that every time you press your idle villager hotkey, if this junk isn't moving around, it'll bring you to the junk. So you can find the junk idle by looking for idle villagers and not idle military. Okay, so they're going to build like this little bubble. And, oh, he's deleting that. Wonder if he's going to build a barracks right there. So Wide is going up with 21 population. He's going up to the feudal age. I don't see that he's on gold at all. At least not yet. Ciskhan is on his way up with 20 pop. So Ciskhan is the Lithuanians, and Wide is the Japanese. So, in my opinion, Japanese have a huge advantage here. Japanese are a great hybrid map civilization. Their galleys have extra line of sight. You can't hide from Japanese war galleys. Are the mangroves normal 100 wood or 2? Let's see. Looks like they're 100 wood. Juicy is like snapping turtle stew is amazing. But even Juicy 45 would probably get sick of turtle stew if that's all he had to eat for weeks, right? Juicy would not want to be a villager in Wide's town. It would be snapping turtle stew every night. Sea turtles are different, though. Snapping turtles don't have many natural predators compared to sea turtles. Ah. That's true, actually. Snapping turtles are kind of apex predators. As Ciskhan comes here, oh, changes his mind. What's up with that? Oh, okay, he's gonna do it anyway. This is a good tower. Denies us gold, and it's far enough away that Wide isn't gonna see it because he knows, he knows what the vision of these houses and the palisade wall is. So building it here allows him to deny this gold, and there's a chance that he could surprise Wide, as Ciskhan is making scouts as the Lithuanians, which makes sense. But Wide is going for broke on these turtles. Look at this. He's got 4 villagers. He's still on the turtles. He's in this whole little pocket area. He's claimed this domain for himself. Oh, that's true. It is a 1-to-1. And I gotta change the settings here. Casting, it is a best of 5. Here we go. Return to map. Okay. Thank you, Huquelo. Juicy45 says, I'll be back. Got to take a kid to school. It is that time of year, isn't it? All right, so Wide knows that he's in trouble. He's under pressure. I'm surprised he doesn't do the gate trick. Maybe the tower is built too close for the gate trick. Okay, these scouts, it looks like they're just going to dive. And Wide sees that. Oh, no. Changes his mind. Saw the spearman. So Ciskhan thinking, you know, I built a lumber camp up here. Maybe Wide built a lumber camp up here. But nope, there's nothing up here. Just a monkey. A smoke monkey wandering around. And now he realizes, I gotta dive. I gotta dive to get to my opponent. But Wide is wise to him. He knows what Ciskhan is up to. And he has already built walls to try to wall it out. This villager is going to go down, though. So Ciskhan does get a villager for all of his trouble with those scouts. But it's only one. Oh, I hear some shanking. Okay, scouts. What? Wide not paying attention, and this tower goes up. Okay, so Japanese tower versus the Lithuanian tower. Of course, Japanese get Yasama, but they don't get it until the Castle Age. So these scouts are on the prowl. Nobody has docked. Oh, all right, but looks like somebody wants to dock. I can't tell whose dock this is. I think it's yellow. Yeah, Ciskhan wants to dock here, but I don't think he can. Ciskhan would have to build the dock like over here, and then he'd have to transport over, and then he could fish, which is kind of a clever way of keeping docks from being too powerful. Oh, scouts are still trying to get in. We got another tower coming down, but I think Wide is gonna be able to keep this out. So do you guys think that they're a little bit too far away on this map? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that these town centers could and maybe should be a little bit closer together? Hey, Emu Warrior. Do they both have a junk to scout with? Yes, they do. I like the map design, but I wonder why nobody built a dock. Raiding with a few galleys should be very strong. Yeah, I agree. I think most people would agree that ships are more cost effective in army than land units, but they both went land units, and they may have done it because galleys would not be able to reach these resources up here. There's a lot of gold and there's a lot of stone up here that if you lost access to this down here, you could still take this up here. So maybe they felt like galleys couldn't deny enough stuff. But if somebody had ships, I think they would start winning a lot of fights out here, right? Ciskhan cancels his dock. He's like, I'm not building 2 docks to get out there. I'm not ready for that yet. Both the players are as broke as drunken sailors. I mean, look at this. They've both got less than 100 food, and they're both trying to kill each other. Ciskhan's saving up some stone. It looks like Wide is going to get in here. Ciskhan just buying himself a little bit of time with that dive. Buy himself just a little bit more time. Okay, he does want to build this tower, and I think he has to fight it. He has to fight it so that the tower can go up, or not the tower, the house can go up. Yeah, it would really just be a matter of like how competitive is the map, right? If this is the kind of map where nobody can kill each other in feudal age, then that makes the map more predictable, right? And you don't want that. You want maps that have, I don't want to say an equal chance, but you want every unit to have a chance. Not every age, but every unit to have a chance to be game ending, right? That's ideally, right? And you may not necessarily be able to get that with custom maps because the perfect map is Arabia, and Arabia, all units pretty much have a chance of ending the game at one point or another. You could win a game with man-at-arms, you could win a game with scouts, you could win a game with archers, you could win a game with knights, you could win a game with crossbows, etc. Like each of these units are sort of represented well in the map. So this is just one game, right? But if you get to testing this and you find that nobody could really get anywhere with feudal age units, then players are going to figure that out and they're just going to go FC. So if you find that that's a problem, and I'm not saying it is, but if you did find that, then a simple solution would be to move the players closer together. Hey, Arthur, welcome. We are casting some high-level Age of Empires. This is an example of high-quality content. We don't normally do high-quality content, but we normally do large amounts of low-quality content, like waiting for half an hour to get into a lobby. Oh, look at that. They can walk across this whole thing. All right, well, that's good to know. I guess it makes sense. It's shallows masked with water. Ciskhan comes back. What makes him so tough now? He built 3 skirmishers, and all of a sudden he's the king of the world. And Wide comes here, and he's just going to wall behind that. Okay, so Wide has progressed to the Castle Age. L'Age des Chateaux. That's what that says. And Ciskhan has just clicked up. So they're pretty close, I think. Ciskhan's got a military advantage, and he made a bunch of scouts, so it makes sense that he's not quite up yet. Okay, we got a second town center here from Wide. Oh yeah, Arthur, I know French, Arthur. I don't know much French, but I know some French. I studied French in school. Oh, the scouts are in. This is a disaster. So Wide needs to throw down some houses here and here, and he just needs to let those villagers go. If these scouts get in here, they will cause all kinds of mayhem. But so far, Wide has not reacted. Yep. He just needs to surrender that area. If he had the resources, he could use a town center down here, but it may not happen. But Wide has lost, I think, 3 villagers off of that. So that is pretty awkward. And Ciskhan wants to get in. I would actually build stone walls here and here. I mean, you already don't have enough for an even town center, so he's going to wall behind it, and he's going to give up the stone. He's going to go take wood instead and hopefully get enough wood to build a town center. I think that's kind of where he's... Or maybe buy time for these crossbows. Meanwhile, we have a forward siege workshop here from Wide. So this explains where all of his wood is going. Instead of building a defensive town center, he is building a forward siege workshop. Big respect. So you can wall this off. That's interesting. I didn't think you could because it looked stony. But I guess you can wall across here. Yeah, that would definitely slow the map down. What do we got? Okay, so Wide clearing up those skirmishers. And where'd Ciskhan's scouts go? Where are they? Maybe they all got sick. They had to take a break. Sick of all that turtle soup. Okay, so Ciskhan is ready. He's got a defensive mangonel here. There is a mangonel in the siege workshop, but it doesn't look like Wide has invested anything more into this push. Wow, if you could even call it that. It's more like a forward. Ciskhan building a second town center here. Stormy dogs are patrolling the area. I don't know what I think of this town center. I think this is just a wood town center. Wouldn't it be better to have a town center like right here? You can build it on the wood and the gold, but the players are afraid to build on these mangrove shallows, which is interesting. Interestingly, Ciskhan is like taking box turtles right next to wide, even though there's a crap ton of box turtles right here. So I think that this was, yeah, these must have been the forward villagers that were intent on building towers. But without control to this area, this is not really a safe place to be. I guess he does have a knight wandering around, and he's got some skirms. And I think Wide is just content to just sort of chill. He's leaving some defensive archers, but he is going to push. Ooh, big mangonel shot. Kills 2 villagers that way. Wide has a villager lead over Ciskhan. He's got an 8 villager lead. He's got to watch out for this mangonel, though. Oh, he fails to dodge it. Is Ciskhan going to get another mangonel? He does. All for free, too. Just minor repair costs. So that was a very good exchange for Ciskhan. Ciskhan has collected a relic, too. Of course, he's Lithuanians, and that's what they're all about. Yeah, I really like this stream here. I think this is very pretty. Okay, Wide getting some revenge, and now he's getting a mangonel for free. And now Wide is going to resume his shenanigans. But there's a tower here, so he can't push that way. But he can push over here. So he's going to start mangoneling this town center. Both the players are pretty poor. I would like to see Redemption Monks, because I always love seeing Redemption Monks. That was a big hit. But I think Wide is going to prefer to invest in cavalry. He's adding another town center. Oh, all right. We got a 3 villager castle drop right here. This is an interesting choice. I think it's kind of risky though. Like, what if Wide had 4 crossbows here or something? No, I guess he's got skirms, so he knows that the only direction Wide can come from is this direction. But even still, like, I think Wide could walk around. I think he could just walk right into this tower. There's nobody in it, and the villagers can't get to it in time. So here we are at 2.3K. We have a 3 villager castle drop going up. Oh, what are the chances of that, huh? Okay, lots of mangonel micro. Another mangonel is being produced. Good hit. Okay, we got our town center on the mangrove shallow though. None of the players are going for docks. They are not going for docks, you guys. All right, what is this? What is attacking over here? Oh, okay. Wide has a knight clearing up these skirmishers. You know, imagine if Ciskhan could build like a petard, bust through this palisade wall, and then run in here with like 4 Lightus. 4 or 5 Lightus. Wouldn't that be amazing, you guys? Wouldn't that be like a huge play? He could kill like 6 villagers. Unfortunately, though, I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's too busy over here. He is under a lot of pressure. I probably wouldn't think of that if I were being pressured the way that he is. We've got lots of farms going up in the back here. How do you guys think Age of Empires would be different if farms were 4x4 instead of 3x3? You would prefer him building a dock and sending in 2 demo rafts. Ooh. Or just sending in like 6 demo rafts, right? The first demo raft to blow up the palisade wall, and then he got 4 more demos to blow everything else up. And I think Wide is kind of nervous about that too. It seems like he's walled this off, so he's sensitive to that possibility. Although he's about to chop through over here. Meanwhile, they're just microing mangonels and booming. Ciskhan with some good mangonel micro. You have to anticipate where your opponent is going to go. I've actually seen those, Huukoyotl. Rome at War, the Rome at War fan mod, actually has a civilization with a civ bonus where it can make 2x2 farms instead. And it's pretty ridiculous. I'll see if I can hunt down a video of that. I'm pretty sure there's a video somewhere. You can see it. It's true. I don't know, guys. Maybe I just despise scouts. And anything possible to nerf scouts, I believe in. So this castle is going to go up, and it doesn't look like Ciskhan can stop it. So Ciskhan's best bet will be to delete this house and build an empire out here and not worry about the castle. AoE 1 farms are 2x2, 2, I believe. That's true, but with AoE 1, you cannot walk on top of the farm, if I remember correctly. So, Wide has an army. Ciskhan does not really have an army. But Ciskhan is ahead by 1 villager. So I'm really liking Wide's position here. Oh, here they are! The Lightus, we missed it. The Lightus busted in. They killed a bunch of villagers. It would also make sense if more than 1 villager could work on a farm. So Wide, what's he doing? I guess he's just trying to protect these villagers. Ciskhan sees him though. No, he doesn't. He leaves. These villagers are going to survive. I bet that's what happened. I bet he got in and Ciskhan was going after these villagers and this was their only escape. So now they're going to come back this way and chop wood over here. So he's trying to keep this town center up. Wide is on his way to Imp. Ciskhan is on his way to Imp. This is his Imp TC here. But I like how he's repairing this villager to make it look like this is his Imp TC. But he has no military. The only military he has are these Lightus over here. Where are they? And they're not even helping. One's standing there and the other's whacking a house. So he's up. What's Ciskhan's plan? He's got resources, some resources. Wide is up. Ciskhan will be up soon. Of course, Wide is getting Bracer first. There's not really any excuse for this in the sense that I think he should have gotten Redemption. I really think it would have paid for itself by now. He could have monks, they could convert the knights, and they could convert the enemy mangonels. I think in the long run it would have been cheaper, but it's easy to say that in my position. So Ciskhan is up. He's getting the armor. And it looks like he's raiding with Lightus. Or he wants to raid with Lightus. There is a hole here. So he will be able to go right in. He needs to get this gold, though. He needs to hit this gold. But I don't know if he knows about it. So these are Bohemian crossbows here. They're like Bohemian Castle Age crossbows that get chemistry. Bracer is very powerful. And he needs to be able to contest these crossbows here. He does have a tower. And he's trying to fight to avoid getting housed. He's got all kinds of eco back here. Built himself a new monastery. There's a cute little path here, too. He wants to drop off the relic. But the positioning is pretty bad. If I were him, I would be building town centers out here. He can't really get Onager. Interestingly, though, Ciskhan is getting chemistry. I wonder what that's for. Okay, it seems that he's found these villagers on the gold finally, and Wide has to abandon it. He's lost his town center, and he is also sieging Ciskhan, so we got ourselves a base trade here. Okay, he's forced up a castle. Keep these villagers safe. But his farmlands in the beach area have been abandoned. These crossbows are going to come find some trouble down here. Wide cannot afford Arbalister. I honestly don't know who's in more trouble. Ciskhan or Wide. Wide only has 2 on food, though. That's not good. He's got 2K. He's got 70 villagers on wood, though. But he should build like a couple of mills back here and take these berries. Okay, this town center goes down. Wide decides to take gold where Ciskhan was taking gold. Ciskhan is building a town center here to take that wood. And he's got a bombard cannon to help him win the Trebuchet Wars. He's got 2 bombard cannons. Who Coil 22 says, I think Wide could have won this, but he is a pretty young player, and I believe with some more experience he would have played better in the last 10 minutes to use his advantage. Ciskhan is also only 20, but to me it looked like Wide lost control so quickly and suddenly. It looks like Ciskhan is winning it now. It still just boggles my mind that both of these guys are like top 200 players and they're only 20 years old. What about all my experience? I guess that doesn't mean anything. It's not all about experience. There's something more going on. Smokey is a 2K player. Smokey still believes in Santa Claus. Bombard cannons. Oh, okay, we're going for a conversion here. Okay, cannons get their splash damage, and Wide calls the GG. Wow. That did turn around quickly. That was not what I was expecting. I thought for sure that Wide had this. He had a great attack against Ciskhan. But he just let this castle metastasize here. Could you imagine if he'd just sent his army back and just dealt with this? He would still have all these farms. He'd be pumping out Japanese halves with all that food. Maybe Smokey's listening. Or maybe Santa Claus is listening. Well, either way, let them hear. All right, so Ciskhan takes game 3, you guys. So what do you guys think of the map? I think it's a fun map. They tried to kill each other in Feudal Age, and that is a good thing. But it seems like nobody got very much damage in during Feudal Age, which is not a good thing, necessarily. So it's hard to say right now whether or not the map is too campy. Some players can look at a map and just know that a map is too campy or think that they know, and I'm not one of those players. So hopefully with some more games we'll get an idea of like how much aggression in Feudal Age pays off. And if it pays off sometimes, which is kind of what you're going for, you want it to sometimes pay off so that the map is unpredictable, then that'll be perfect. And if it never pays off though, then they might have to make some adjustments. But I like this map. It's a pretty map. It's well designed. It's got a good concept here. I wish that they had docked this. I wish that they had gone docks, but they didn't go docks on this map. It was all land units. They didn't even try to build a fishing ship at all. They've got the markets. They've got a lot going on. I wonder how it would be different if you could not build on this cliff. That would be interesting. That would indeed be very interesting. I don't know if the map works in team games. Very curious about it. Remember, it's a brand new map by Wolf Silver, and we're really, really grateful that he made this map for Who Coyotle's tournament. It looks great, but I don't know if he's got it ready for team games yet. Hey, Yo-Yo! It is a half an hour past noon where I am. Yo-Yo woke early. Is Yo-Yo still in India? All right, so let's go on to the next one. So we just did Tidal Plain. Now we do Lançois. It's 10 p.m. here in India. Ah, you mean I'm awake early? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on, Yo-Yo. I'm normally awake at this time. I'm just not normally streaming at this time. Okay, so let me read to you guys what Lançois is all about. I remember helping Who Coyote 22 with this map. It was a long time ago. Gosh, at this point, it was like years ago. Let me read to you guys what it says. All right, so it is Lançois Marihensis by Who Coyote 22. It was originally created for RMS Cup 2 Map Contest 2022. The Restinga biome is represented in the northern quarter with some javelinas and monkeys that each have one attack, searching for food and protection there. In the south, the Atlantic Ocean is bordered by dense mangrove forest with lots of turtles and fish. A sandbank has some extra stone. A shallow river goes from the oasis to the sea through the dune area where players start. The western and eastern corners are hilly with ponds and have 4x4 gold mines, with 10 shore fish each. Players start with plus 275 wood, plus 100 stone, a horse, 2 fishing ships, and 7 villagers, 6 fruit bushes, 2 gold mines, and 5 and 6 unit piles, 2 stone mines in 4 and 5 piles, and 4 plus 2 plus 2 goats, a mill, a small hut, and a house, and a big hut, a town center. Players can create villagers from their big hut for 50 food right away and deposit gathered food at the mill, but are free to decide where to place their town center. Next to food and gold, next to big mangrove forest, or rather in the north at the Restinga forest. Interesting. So they can actually make villagers from this big hut. It was last year in August. Oh, really? I thought us was 2 hours behind 8 a.m., but it's 10. It's 2 hours ahead, kinda. Yo, Arthur. Yeah, that's right. Arthur's here. So yeah, so I helped Huquail make these ponds here, and we wanted uniform ponds that kind of had a cute curved shape to them. So that's what we've got. And it looks like Ciskhan has decided to build his town center closer to the Atlantic, and he's already built a dock. While I was reading that, either that or they started with these docks. And interestingly enough, Wide has walled his villagers into this very dense mangrove forest area. Interesting. What is this here? I don't know what that is. It's a bunch of roots or something, some special object. It's cool. Anyway, they're building fishing ships, and they're just peacefully coexisting with uncontested fish. Here's the river, and it doesn't look like anybody's built up north. And it is kind of a desert up here, actually, and there is a hooting monkey guarding this cactus. What? What is this? Oh, I guess he picked a fight with the monkeys and regrets it. All right, so Wide playing a little bit of Planet of the Apes here. I don't know what that was. Maybe he tried to hunt the monkeys, or maybe he went up there and the monkeys chased him. I'm not I'm not 100% sure what that was. You have to ask the players. So even though this is a nomad map, the players still have player-assigned resources, and I think that's important to point out. Now, it seems that there are some bonus gold tiles here. Maybe these are player-assigned resources too. He tried to lure Javelina and got attacked. Ah, okay. Here we go. So he's got his Nomad Scout, and these horses are very important. What's he doing? Oh, the greed. Look at that. He wants both of them. And of course, the boar's hitboxes will interfere with each other and slow them down, and the horse is going to slow them down too. And rather than bucking at the horse, the boar's just like politely says, "Excuse me, sir, can you please move out of the way?" So he wants the double boar lure. He wants the food. So he's Gurjaris, so he gets these forage bushes under his town center, and it looks like he's mostly fished out the water, actually. And, oh boy. Oh my. Is she gonna die? So he's weakened some boars. Is he gonna get it? Oh no, run away. Oh, he did. All right, very nice. Very nice. So Vietnamese makes a lot of sense on this map because you get to see where your opponent starts out. And they both hit the feudal age now. So I can imagine fire ships are in queue. Yep, fire ship and fire galleys, I should say. A villager with loom can fight 2 monkeys. Without loom, only 1. Ah, the monkeys are too powerful. Ciskhan is already here tower rushing his woodline. I think they may have both. Well, no, Ciskhan did not build a woodline over here. And so they're basically just going to fight to the death. And Ciskhan actually has kind of walled that in too. So White is actually going to need to build a transport ship if he wants to get at this tower. Ciskhan even sending a few more villagers to buff the attack of this tower, I should say. Got ourselves that looks like a vulture. That would make sense because it's basically desert out here. You know, not a lot of stuff where Wide built his town center. I don't think I agree with that town center location. I think it's better to build your town center on a wood line in Nomad and build mills next to these ponds. But I understand why he built it there. And there's still some decent fish nearby. They both did not create villagers from the hut. Yeah, they didn't read the map description. Players seldom do, though. Spoken like a true monk fan, says Juicy45. So, yeah, I think... Yeah, they don't... A lot of times the players don't read the descriptions. And it's tough, right? Because you could post all those descriptions, and then players don't read them. And then if they lose because there's something about the map that they didn't know, like if one of these players won because they created villagers from their hut and the other player didn't know about it, then they'd complain that the map was gimmicky and counterintuitive, right? And it would still be the map scripter's fault. That's just how it works. What is this? Ciskhan coming over here with a spearman. Why? Okay, it looks like Wide is trying to escape. He just wants to get away. Wants to wall that off, but the fire ship can follow the villager in there, and we've got Gurjaran Barbecue. Yeah, I like this map. I think there's a lot of different things you can do with it. Now, you can sail all the way up here, right? You can sail all the way up this. All the way up the river. That would be pretty cool. But these are huge wood lines down here. It looks like Ciskhan is going to win this one. He's got a lot more aggression, and he only needs to win one more. Hey, see you later, Huaquaitl. No worries. No worries that you have to leave. I got started a little bit later than I was planning. So it is perfectly fine. However, Wide is on his way up to the next stage. Ciskhan is stuck in feudal age for now. He spent a lot of resources killing Wide. And he did clean this up. He did damage Wide significantly. Wide only has fishing ships in this dock. So maybe Ciskhan is expecting fire ships. And I like how he's placed his ships to minimize the damage from demolitions. All right, so Wide building a stable. He's got another stable over there. He's starting to make camel scouts. What's going on? Oh, okay, the camel scout is fighting the traditional scout and doing massive bonus damage for camel scout reasons. As soon as he hits castle age, I think that these get upgraded to traditional camels, though. And then these scouts are in huge trouble. Yep, there they are. Oh yeah, forward monastery. That's what I like to see. Okay, well, these scouts are going to see if they can get a villager out. And the vision on these camels isn't terrific. So as long as Wide stays near the villagers, it should be okay. But he's trying to get in here and cause a ruckus. But he's going to need a forward siege workshop. Like a mangonel on this hill would be very annoying for yellow to have to deal with. We got dolphins quacking at us or making dolphin noises. What do you call that anyway? The ships can still be useful by reaching the center of the map. Agreed. So Wide is destroying this house. Oh yeah, called it. Called it, you guys. Did I not call it? I was like, yeah, this hill would be a great spot for a siege workshop, and then a mangonel just pushing in on the town center right here. And Ciskhan is just trying to get up. He's trying to keep his food supply safe enough. He's got fishing. He's got lots of fishing. But he invested heavily into the feudal age, and it worked. He killed Wide everywhere that he wanted to kill Wide over here and like dominate this area. But now Wide is in the castle age from pretty much fishing out all of these ponds. Although it does look like he got ambushed here. This camel scout is going to take a good fight. Ooh, I don't know that he wants to fight those spearmen. But I don't think he's paying attention. Nope. He needs a scorpion. It'll help him out. He needs a scorpion and a monk and 2 more camels, and then his push is reignited. The scouts got good value. They did. So the villagers are fighting the spearmen. So I don't know that Wide can afford to do anything. I'm not really sure what he's doing. Seems like he's not making any more units. Oh, okay. He's got a spearman here. Wide calls the GG. So Ciskhan takes this 3-1. GG, well played. Hopefully we'll have the chance to cast Smokey versus Oladushek soon. They're both 2K players. And hopefully this gives you guys an idea of this map pack and what the tournament is all about. I'm signed up for the tournament. So I think the tournament is open ELO as far as I know. So I'm going to get wrecked, most likely. Unless I'm up against like an 1100 or something. I'm going to get wrecked. But it's unlikely because they don't sign up for tournaments as often. It seems like 1300 to like 1600 is like the sweet spot, I think, where you get most of your tournament signups. And then if you've got connections or you know people, you'll get bigger fish beyond that. But yeah, Wide just running out of money to do his push. All he needed was like 2 scorpions and a monk. And like if he had just kept his camels out of trouble and fought with his camels, 2 scorpions, and a monk, he would have won here. and then he would have been able to put a very serious push against Ciskhan. Possibly even kill him before Ciskhan could get to the Castle Age, but if not kill him, set him very far behind. Juicy's like, I'll be getting wrecked as well. Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, we don't do it for the glory. We do it to support the tournament. And Hoo Coyote was, he was sick for a while, so we want to show him that we're very glad that he's back. And hope that he'll continue to host tournaments that are great for the Age of Empires community. So if you guys have any comments about any of the maps, let us know. If you're not in the Blue Carbon Cup Discord already, there is a link in this video description. I hope that you guys enjoyed the cast as much as I did. It was fun to see what the players made of these maps, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. I will see you guys next time. I might be on later tonight. I've got a little bit of work I need to do before then, but hopefully I will be streaming some low quality content back to my old shenanigans tonight, and I hope that I will see you guys there. So go and take a look at the Blue Carbon Cup if you haven't already, and thank you guys for being here. We'll catch you guys next time.